So the bad news is I had to re-record this video. The good news is I know a little bit more about living failures after watching a bunch of clips from the previous recording that I made that for whatever reason was corrupted, so... Any excuse to talk about Bloodborne is a good excuse. I certainly don't mind, and I hope you don't. Let's do it. So I just want to start off by saying that obviously, we enter into this courtyard and there's these flowers and out emerge these living failures that are all deformed and gray, and they sort of slowly plod towards us. There's also, if you're hearing any chewing, it's because the little pup is next to me. So they slowly make their way towards us, and you really hear bum 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 bottom. That's very sharp rhythm, and then bottom. It's almost like bottom. They reach out to grab us. There is that sense of intensity, but it's not like violent intensity. It's like, I'm coming towards you, I'm going to get you kind of intensity, and it's like you could be easily overwhelmed and surrounded and be brutally taken out, but this beginning section, this first 30 or so seconds, is really like, it sounds like Jaws, da-dum, 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 do-do-do, bum, 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 bum. So it's kind of like you're looking around. And so loud. You're looking around and you spot all the different failures kind of emerging out. So these, they're deformed and they're deformities and maybe subconsciously, well, no, they're probably like zombies, but subconsciously maybe they're angry that they've become deformed. It's just an idea. Also, this sounds a lot like Mars from the Planets. Yeah, so that rhythmic momentum is sort of similar, where we're coming out of nothing with a sort of forward momentum. It's not totally the same, obviously, but there is a slight. It reminded me of that, so that's really cool. That's Gustav Holst, Mars from the Planets. What I actually like is that as we get more and more instruments coming in, and we're getting louder and louder too, if you notice, when we're adding more and more instruments, we get the idea that there's more and more living failures cropping up, you know what I mean? Like popping up and surprising us from behind, and there's one over here, and there's one over here, and so you start to feel like you're being cornered and being surrounded. Something I really feel strongly about is perhaps the chorus in this is actually the voices, probably subconscious voices, of the living failures. You're surrounded by them and they're screaming out at you. We were turned into this. How dare you? We have to take out our vengeance. You hear that. There's a bit of an aggressive sound quality. And we're always using this sharp rhythm. And also, too, you've got the string. It's like, you like see the deformity, and like you see like, 3 heads or whatever, and that gray skin, and that lanky sort of arm length, and it's a disturbing image. And so a bit of that is also your internal monologue as the player, just being repulsed or disgusted or fearful of the grotesqueness of these failures. Oh, in this section we shift. So first of all, I mean, it's like it sounds like a klaxon. It sounds like a siren. It sounds like a police siren. It sounds like a paramedic siren. It sounds like a ambulance. Not only that, but where it sits in the placement for men, in that case, not for women necessarily. It's very high. And usually when we're singing that high, there is an air of danger. First of all, singing that high as a man is dangerous in the sense that you could crack. A crack is when the throat doesn't, the chords don't come together. And so it could be like, lost you just like hit, and the chords won't close the right way, and it leads to like a little bit of a crackle. And, that's not ideal. So there's a lot of danger there, just in terms of vocalism, but it also is very, it can be very shrill, and it can be very evocative of, and inform you as a listener of a sense of fear, dread, terror. The thing is, the living failures, one is not a threat. Multiple is a threat, just like any other sort of zombie ideas. 1 is manageable, 2 is okay, 3 is deadly. And yeah, I mean, I think that comes across here, where it's like, I don't think that the living failures are truly terrifying, but if you're cornered and they are able to corner you, it is terrifying. So now we're shifting into a different section here. So we've had this sort of repeated Do you hear the deformity in there with the 2 trumpets? They're playing similar notes, but just off enough. And I think that's describing the grotesque disfiguration that we see in the living failures, and this sort of very disgusting sort of look. And when we have the choir a cappella like that nakedness, first of all, the living failures appear to be naked, but that nakedness is their humanity, right? And again, I think that we're like, in some way, we are returning back to what these people probably were like before they were this botched experiment, and before they were turned into these failed whatevers. And I think that's their humanity, that's their outcry, that's their returning back to who they were. It's reminding us of a player that, hey, these aren't just creatures that you're fighting, these were people that lived in Yharnam that were told that if they did XYZ, they would get ABC, and instead they ended up with 1, 2, 3. I don't know that was, but you understand what I'm saying. So that, imagine if that was major. Well, it sounds like Phantom of the Opera. Well, let's just use that as a vocal example. Okay, whatever. That is perhaps the song that they would have sung when they were healthy and when they were normal and Yharnam was a safe place and whatever. It sounds like almost like a national anthem chorus, but instead of there being pride, there is disgust with themselves. They are repugnant. I wouldn't even say they're repugnant, but they are shells of who they used to be, and who knows who these people were. I assume they were. I don't know. I don't know if they were lower class or they were upper class or they were high society of Yharnam. It's unclear, right? Or maybe it's clear in the lore, but it's not clear to me. I'm just spitballing. And so you hear with the chorus, notice that we don't end with the chorus. So bum 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 bum. Obviously, that can mean two different things. One, it can be, oh, the experiment went poorly on these people that were singing right before this, and then every single last one of them died. Or it can mean, oh, the playable character has defeated all of them, and that is their death bell, and they're finally absolved of existence, right? And they no longer have to be living failures. They are now have returned to wherever they go. Again, the ending is so ba 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 bum 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 ba 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 bum bum. It's almost like it's a dying off. It's a tapering off because it's not an even rhythm throughout. It starts one way and then it slowly eases out. So it's very, very cool. And so, yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's my brain thoughts on that. Having listened to it 4 or 5 times between the first recording and then in between while I was looking at if I was correct, and then this portion of this recording. I don't think we need to watch the video because I think that the video, it's kind of self-explanatory. Well, you know what? Here, what's 10 seconds of a video of that? So... I mean, so you come in and you think it's not that big of a deal because there's only one. Oh, there's only 2. Okay, fine. Bottle. And then you turn around and, oh, crap, there's another one. Oh, there's another one and another one, and this one has some kind of magic. And also listen to their noises. These noises are of anger and hatred and pain and disgust. And I don't know what the significance is, But assuming these are sunflowers include the meanings of sunflowers are happiness, optimism, honesty, longevity, peace, admiration, devotion. The sunflower possibly surpasses all others in terms of its universal power to bring joy to people. And I think it's funny that the living failures are in a field. Are these sunflowers with one giant sunflower in the middle? They are in a field of sunflowers. I don't know if that's accurate. I don't know if that's correct. I don't even know if these are sunflowers. They look like sunflowers. And so, again, it's like, like there's the juxtaposition between like what these people were and what these people became is very obvious in the music to me. And it's very interesting to listen to. And it's crazy that there are so many similarities to Mars in the host planets. And do check out the planets in their entirety. They're absolutely amazing. Maybe we should sit down and listen to them together. It's an option. So anyway, that's all I have to say about the Living Failures. Really, really amazing theme. And really one of those themes that really is all about building tension and literally building it, because we're stacking it on top of each other as more and more failures spring up and attack us. And to then shift into this and to go into Lady Maria is really, really incredible. And I think it's such an amazing... The Old Hunters DLC is truly, probably, dare I say it, one of the best FromSoft DLC. So those are my thoughts on that. If you want to subscribe, I won't stop you. If you want to support the channel, there is a link in the About section. If you want to come to the Discord, feel free. And as always, thanks a ton. Just note that some of these videos are already edited, so they may not be as expansive as this. This is a new thing that I'm sort of starting to roll out. If you're seeing this in the future, I'm already doing that, so disregard this message. But for those of you that have been around for a while, just know that like not every video will be like this. It's just a question of editing and things like that. So I'm doing my best, and thanks a ton for the support and the patience and the appreciation. It means a lot, and I'm glad that you're getting something out of this, because I'm getting something out of talking to you about this. So as always, thanks, and I'll talk to you later.